Hello instructors, how are you? There's a little impromptu Facebook Live for those of you who are members of the Diastasis Recti discussion group here. So I was gonna pop on and talk about business, but then I saw some questions from Heidi and one of our newer members about linea alba the condition of the linea alba, and then Heidi had a question. She posted the picture about a possible hernia or what's going on with her client that's 4 months postpartum. So I'm not going to specifically answer per se, because we'll get those questions answered. What I do want to talk about that will help you is the simplest way we can look at helping our clients. And that is to take the focus off of the diastasis, of the separation, and focus on what you already know, but again, it's just taking the perception in a different direction, the entire being. So I always wonder sometimes if I did a disservice in making a group that's specific to something like this, because there are a few ways that it can go with it, and it can kind of make it a bigger deal than it actually is. But you know, we created this group because there wasn't a lot of information out there, and so now we have so many great professionals here in the group that are helping as well, and we're so grateful for that. So we're glad that we created it. But with all of the questions that we get, here is an answer for you that hopefully will help you when it comes to working with any of your diastasis client. Okay, so pregnancy doesn't cause diastasis recti, okay? You didn't cause your client to get diastasis recti. This condition comes from years before they were even pregnant of faulty movement patterns, okay? When I say faulty, maybe I shouldn't even say that. Just movement patterns that were not conducive to holding, and it's not anyone's fault. It's not the mom's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's, you know, everybody is different, especially if they had like a twin pregnancy or triplets. That's going to put a lot of pressure in that abdominal wall. So maybe I shouldn't even say faulty movement patterns. What we want to look at is, how are they moving now? That's why we are so big on talking about everyday movement, because them coming to see you in the studio 2 times a week is not going to fix their condition. What's going to fix their condition is what they're paying attention to outside the studio. That's why we're so passionate about everyday movement and what you can do as an instructor to help your client. So to make it as simple as possible. Okay, hernias, there's nothing to be afraid of there, okay? They're very common in this, okay? Because when there is a part of the skin or fascia that is loosened, stuff may start to pop out, okay? And if you've had diastasis recti, you can understand it too. But really, it's hi Sarah, it's your perception about diastasis recti. So, your specific questions will get answered. What I want to try to do is make it not so specific and give you just a general, simple way, kind of easygoing way of looking at this, that if they're doing the right things, it should resolve itself. So you're going to stay away from the doming, okay? That's like a basic one. It's the loading around that area. So you want to focus on not fixing the diastasis, but strengthening and conditioning the entire body. So focusing on conditioning the entire body, limiting or avoiding the doming, okay? Working on posture. What's mom doing outside of the studio? Okay? So you're going to teach her in the studio what she needs to be doing outside of the studio. Okay? And I always say, maybe if you teach private sessions, maybe take one of your privates to their home and follow them around and help them, because that's where they're doing the most damage. If you're new and you haven't seen me do this before, take them out to their car after your session. I mean, most of the time, moms are going to be in the car like this. And it's what mom is doing repetitively that's going to either help or hurt. Tom Myers, the creator of Anatomy Trains, says that there's kind of a misconception or kind of a buzzword of training the fascia. And what he says is we are actually always training the fascia. It just depends on how we're training it. Are we training it to support our body, or are we training it to not be supportive? So when it comes to the linea alba, which is just a fascial piece that's connected to all these other fascial pieces, I mean, we're all really one piece. If we can take the attention away from here, focus on the entire thing, this will start to resolve. So if you're just watching, what I said before is sometimes I wonder if we've done a disservice to create a group this specific, because then I think sometimes the focus becomes kind of in a almost obsessive way, like how can we fix this? Why isn't this resolving? How much quickly can we do it? But I mean, I'm so glad that we did, because we have so many people in here that are getting help and being able to help their clients. It's just the way to look at it, our perception, and teaching our moms that they're not defined by their diastasis recti. Like that, it's just a part of, they created a human being, So it should resolve if they're doing all the right things, working on mom and her posture. Take her out to her car after you have your session with her and make sure she's sitting up tall. If you're new to following us or being in this group and you've never heard the story about my client who she had a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old, and her diastasis was deep and wide, and she was at the point of going to get surgery. And I caught her before she did that. Within 3 months, she saw me for we had about 5 sessions together, private sessions. In a matter of 3 months, okay, just her fixing her everyday movements, her diastasis not only sealed, but her skin completely regenerated. It was amazing. And this just goes to show that if mom's doing the right things, our body is made to heal. Our bodies are, if everything's working right, if you think about a cut, when you cut yourself, it's amazing how quickly that heals. So with something like separation in the abdominals, so here's a tummy without it. So if you have this pressure on it all the time for 9 months, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you keep doing that over and over again. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit slower. And it may not ever go completely back if you've had baby after baby after baby, but trust the rest of the body. I guess that's where the simplicity comes from. It's just trust the rest of the body. That doesn't define them. Work on their, posture outside of the studio, encouraging it outside of the studio, and think of it in a more light-hearted way. So, yeah, condition of the linea alba. We can do all the rec checks, we want, and that's a good rule of thumb to see how moms are coming along, but focus on the rest of the body. It's kind of like we already know that, but sometimes we just have to say it. So let me know if you have any questions about that. And then originally why I wanted to come on is to invite you, if you don't know yet, about our temporary group, Start Your Online Pilates Teaching Business. If you're interested if you even run your own business. I mean, all of us are either independent contractors or we have our own businesses. And if I didn't share this with you, then I would be doing you a disservice, because, well, if we can't reach our people, if we can't reach the people who need us, then what's the point? So what this group is going to do is teach you how to reach the people who need you using social media, and then get a little bit deeper into if you want to really start using online as a part of your business model. My name's Alison Marsh from Your Pregnant Core, founder of this group, along with Sharon Chapman, and just really glad that you're here and grateful for your dedication to this population, because women and men need you, and we are honored to be able to provide this for you to learn. I'm going to put the link to the group in the comments, and have an amazing day. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.